Welcome everyone. Before watching this video, it is suggested to watch previous video about locating 6 basic questions in income tax ordinance. You can find link of video in description. Let's now talk about today's topic. Section 169. Title of this section is Tax Collected or Deducted as a Final Tax. Let's go to Tax Regime link. And then click on this green box. Now we are on a slide which is about Section 169. This section gives us a list of those sections where tax deducted is final tax. For convenience, we have already listed those sections on this slide and will talk about each in a separate video. Some sections have been listed in a separate box. That's because these sections follow the same pattern of final tax regime, but have not been included by income tax ordinance in Section 169. You must understand that in all the sections to be discussed under umbrella of Section 169 have a similar pattern. We will try to understand this pattern with a simple example. Let's go to the whiteboard for some pencil work. Mr. A is making a payment of Rs 100 to Mr. B. While making payment, Mr. A is required to deduct tax at 10%. So Rs 10 will be deducted and deposited with FBR. Mr. B will get Rs 90. If the tax deducted by Mr. A is final tax, then income of Mr. B will fall under final tax regime. The taxation of this amount will be complete in 2 figures. First figure is gross income, that is, Rs 100, and the second figure is Rs 10, which is final tax. There will be no expenses, deductible allowances, tax credits or adjustment of losses. Isn't it simple? Awesome! On top right corner you will find a link to a circular. This circular explains a very important practical aspect of final tax regime. We will understand this circular with our previous example. Let's go to the whiteboard for some pencil work. Let's say, if Mr. A, who is required to deduct tax of Rs 10, has erroneously deducted a wrong amount. For example, some amount more than Rs 10, or some amount less than Rs 10, or Mr. A just forgot to deduct tax. In all these situations, what will be the fate of income of Mr. B? This circular explains that tax deductible, which was Rs 10, will be final tax. If any excess amount has been deducted by Mr. A, the excess will be refunded to Mr. B. And if any short amount was deducted, then Mr. B will be required to pay the short amount of tax to FBR. The income will remain in final tax regime. Let's go back to the PDF file of circular. You can pause the video to read it. This circular was issued by FBR when the word deducted was replaced by the word deductible in Section 169 by Finance Act 2012. In our upcoming videos, we will talk about each of these listed sections in detail. See you all in our next video.